Alright, time for another set review today. We're going to be talking about the V-19 Torrent. Alright, this set's available for like 65 bucks, I think brand new, but you can find it pretty regularly on sale. I got mine on Amazon for, I think more like 55, maybe even closer to 50. So pretty good deal for that. Definitely hunt around deals. You can find them everywhere for this set. And what a beautiful set it is. Look at this bad boy. Fold the wings down, fold that center one down, and wow. Pretty substantial size build. And what I love about the bottom part is it's such a good handle, right? You can fly this thing around. The swooshability on this is crazy. Love that about this thing. Such a cool, unique ship with some moving parts in it we don't always get, right? Just static starfighters don't always have the moving parts that stuff like this does. And it's so prevalent that 2D Clone Wars Micro Series is great, and we see these often in that. We see them also in the normal Clone Wars, but these are really prevalent. So putting this up alongside your Anakin's Custom Starfighter or something is fantastic. Yellow cockpit piece is so cool, and I'm a huge cockpit guy. I like getting in there, customizing, making the cockpits look really lived in, tiled off, getting them some control panels and stuff like that. And I think this does a really good job. It's got a cool, unique printed piece in there, or a stickered piece, sorry, but it does have a unique cockpit like dial, and then it just is nicely tiled off. I just think that that is a decently looking cockpit, especially with the yellow cover. Just makes it look cool. And movement is pretty great. Pretty easy build. It's makes sense. It's a little repetitive just because you got to mirror everything, but that final back wing that moves, it actually just like a clip, and it takes this bar and just snaps it into place, and then same with underneath. All it does is pivot and snap down in place under there. But I like it. I think it looks great displayed landing. It obviously looks different landing than flying. So when you want to make a hangar bay or show one landed or something like that, it clearly is a landed ship. And so you don't need any sort of mounts or hangars for it, and these move. The original one we got back in the day used gears and some Technic systems to, when you pulled this back, it automatically dropped the side wings. This one doesn't do that, but knowing Lego, if they added that feature in, the price would have skyrocketed on this thing from $65 already. That would have been a $90 playset ship, which is just absurd. So I'm happy they didn't go with that, knowing the inevitable price increase that would have come with it. I will say it's accurate to the design of the ship. It is an accurate part of the ship, but something I really dislike about the V-19 is this giant protruding engine tube back here. With all of this being an engine, I really just want that blue piece, I want to be like here. It matches the length of the ship. It's not like they're sticking out any further in that regard, but they are like, it's almost like a little Y-wing. Like there is some substantial protrusion when it's folded into flight mode. With these engines, it's accurate. I know actually how the ship looks. I just wouldn't have designed that ship like that. I just think they look kind of funky. So maybe when I get to customizing like a personal one for my personal character, shorten some of these engines down a bit just to make it look a little more streamlined. All right, minifigures on this set are unbelievable. So we get a clone pilot, fantastic looking clone pilot. People can hate on these a little bit if they want, but what a good looking clone pilot. Really happy with this design. It makes me want to buy 10 of these things so I can start staffing them in all my other ships I have. Such a good clone pilot fig. Very happy with this. Really happy I got my hands on one, and probably going to buy some more. And then our bad guy, our op in this set is going to be Asajj Ventress. I love that they stuck with Asajj's custom lightsaber handles, right? They stick with the normal lightsaber handles for most characters, but her and Dooku have gotten the custom ones, and I do really like them. So glad they still included that. People love to gas up the old one as having a waist cape, and this one doesn't, but I'm glad we got an Asajj Ventress instead of not at all. So waist cape would have been cool, but we got what we got. No pupils people hate on, but she doesn't have pupils in the 2D series. She just has soulless white eyes. So people want to nitpick whatever they want. I'm pretty happy with this fig. It doesn't come with two facial expressions. It just comes with more back printing on the back of her head. And so that's unique. Normally we get an angry and a normal face print, but Asajj Ventress is 100% of the time always angry. So I'm glad they didn't pivot that to like some creepy smiling face of her. And we just got a decent enough fig. Her, two lightsabers, such a cool figure. And then what a lot of people are saying, minifig of the year. Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars armor. The arm printing on there is great. His outfit is awesome with the Clone Wars boots. Fantastic minifigure. I probably want to swap maybe a different hairpiece on him, but what a cool minifigure to get. Him in his Clone Wars armor. Love that look. I'm glad that we got it. And I'm glad that the Clone Wars arm printing on this has the Jedi symbol. It's got what we want on it so that you can pop them off and put them on other minifigures. I understand their torso piece might not exactly match, but you can really put any Jedi you want now with some Clone Wars armor by throwing those arms on them. That's a really cool feature. I'm hoping they do that with a couple more figures. So classic V-19 Torrent. I got really excited when I saw this on shelves. I got even more excited when I realized what the fig lineup was. And for the steal of a deal, I got it for, I think, $51 on Amazon. Hard to beat, given how exceptional all three minifigures. There's a little drawbacks, but all three minifigures are pretty decent on there, and the ship is such a cool build. I'm really happy with it. Really decent lineup on there, and definitely a staple that's going to be going in my collection. I'm assuming everybody bought this almost purely for like figures. Build is great too, but let me know if you got it and why you liked it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.